WeBull, are you nuts?
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. And today, this afternoon, rather, I want to talk about don't use your credit cards as an extension of wealth. A lot of us tend to do that because we simply don't have enough money. We simply run out of money. But I don't believe that we actually read. You know how sometimes you get credit cards in the mail, you get all these particular offers. Maybe your credit score is really good or you're building your credit score. And you get a lot of these cards offering you $5,000, $10,000, $15 worth of credit. So a lot of times people get excited about this opportunity to have access to what in their minds consider wealth so they can go out and buy. No one ever really thinks about, I'm going to take this credit card and I'm going to build a business. I'm going to take this credit card and I'm going to invest with it, which you even shouldn't, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The percentage prices for these credit cards are absolutely outrageous. Okay, they are horrible. Now, this is American Express Amex, okay? This is American Express, and they say, hey, listen, to use our card, we're going to charge you 15.74. I don't even know where they come up with these numbers, okay? But we're going to charge you 15.74% to 24.74% based on your credit worthiness and other factors that determine at the end of the account. So here's the thing. If you have a perfect credit score, now, people with perfect credit scores, they may get zero APR. But people like myself, around 750, 770, okay, we're still going to get what? 15, 16%. So even with somebody over a 720, which is now considered, good to excellent credit, you're still getting what? Boom, 16% bare minimum. So think about that. So every time you go out and you're pure and you buy products and you buy, consumable goods and groceries on your credit card, you're going to have to pay 16%. That's more than your house mortgage. And hopefully that's way more than your car note. Okay. So take, for instance, my house interest rate is 3.25. My car interest rate is 3%. So you're telling me with this credit card that I'm going to probably use every day. And a lot of us do not pay off our credit cards, do we? Let's just be real about it. Let's just be real. Let's keep it all 100, right? A lot of us get our credit cards, right? We got all these credit cards. I can show at least my Capital One venture card. We get all these credit cards and we don't pay them off. We let that balance carry over to the next month because you ran out of money. You ever heard the term, you have more month at the end of your money? You have more month at the end of your money. That means here it is, the 15th, the 16th of the month, and you broke. So now you pull out your handy dandy, high interest, keeping you poor credit card. It doesn't matter who's it by, right? It doesn't matter if it's Visa, MasterCard, or even American Express or anybody else. It doesn't matter, okay? Because all these companies, banks, organizations, they use one of those three. It's either Visa, MasterCard, or American Express, right? So I'm just going to go at their head. I'm not going to even talk about the organization because it really doesn't matter. But essentially, you're paying all this money, right? And then you're using the credit card as an extension of wealth. How are you doing that? So at the end of your money, at the end of your money, not the end of the month, because you're already out of money. Okay, it's about mid-month. It's about the 20th. You don't have any more money. But guess what? You want to go out to the bar. Guess what? You haven't bought Christmas gifts yet. So what do? You take out your credit card. You do just like this, right? You take out your credit card. You do this, right? You take out all your credit cards, right? And you say, well, I got 100 on this one. I got 300 on this one. I got 500 on this one. And you max out your credit cards. Then that balance is carried over to the next month. And then you're looking at stuff like this, because you don't look at this, do you? Oh, you don't look at this. 16% bare minimum on the interest you have to pay. That's more than your house. I met somebody who had high interest on his house. It was at 5%. This is 3 times that amount. This is 3 times the amount that you're paying interest even on your own house. Then some of you like to have hardcore cash. Guess what? You're paying 25% when you ask for a cash advance. 25% on a cash advance. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Guess who don't teach you this? Your parents. Guess who don't teach you this? The school, the college. You have to get in credit card trouble to learn this information. You know how I know? Do you know how I know? Because I was the fool. I was the idiot. That when I got this paperwork, when the stuff came in the mail of these credit cards, I was like, oh, okay, that's just whatever, right? That's just paperwork. And I was like, oh man, I got a new credit card. I call up, what's my limit? Right? What's my limit? Oh, you got 10,000. Shit. Right? I'm about to go turn up. And that's the way some of us think. And some of us turn up in different ways. Some of us turn up and we gotta go buy some bottles, we buy clothes. Some of us turn up and we buy furniture. We buy all sorts of consumer goods, right? That's how we turn up. But nonetheless, you're using that credit card as an extension of wealth. Let me move on. But we're not looking at the details of these credit cards, because this is what's killing your pocket. This is killing your purse, okay? And it tells you about the penalties with APR when it applies at 30%. Let's just say it's 30%. Okay, I know it's not the logical rule of rounding up, but 29% on a credit card is 30%. Okay, paying interest. Your due date is at least 25 days after the close of each billing period. And this is why I tell people, pay off your credit card. Learn what your credit card billing cycle is. But most credit card billing cycle are anywhere from the 25th to the 3rd of each month, your billing cycle, where they actually apply the interest. And to avoid the interest, you have to pay it off prior to that. Not pay on it. You have to pay it off. That means pay the entire amount. That's what that means. Okay? Then they have all these other fees. Plan fee, fixed finance charge, up to a 1.33%. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, annual membership for the first year, then you're paying $100. Okay. Then you have your late fees. And this is what people don't understand. First and foremost, they're going to gouge you on the percentage. You already see that you're going to pay at least 16% on this card. Then if you don't pay the measly $25 to $50, because maybe you forgot. Not everybody's in financial difficulty where they can't pay $25. You just forgot. But guess what they're going to charge you for your late fee? $40. And guess what if they charge your bank and your bank? Because again, you're broke. You're broke. Okay, hopefully you have money coming in, but not only are they going to charge you $40 for being late, if you have a return payment, they're going to charge you another $40. So you got $80 plus the minimum fee, plus the balance you on your credit card at a whopping what? 16% bare minimum. That's why this is important. You have already racked up all the charges. You've already added, okay, you've already added $80 plus of late charges added onto your high balance of your credit card. But wait, there's more. Now we're looking into credit cards. I'm at the Visa website, usa.visa.com. And we're just going to look at these credit cards. We're not going to go into the details about them, right? But we're going to look at them. And we're going to look at interest rates, okay? Because they tell you when you first start off, let me blow this up. When you first start off, then your interest rate is 0%. But after 15 months, the bare minimum you're going to pay on interest on this card is 15%. It's 15%. And this is why they love giving people, okay? This is why they love giving people, especially middle-class people, these cards at the first year, year and a half at 0% APR, annual percentage rate? It's because they know you're going to forget after this 1 year of you going out spending on your card and you're not paying any interest. Some of you are going to say, wow, okay, I spent $500 and I paid the minimum of $50. Wait a minute. Why is my card at $600 if I only spent $500? I don't want to say dummy. I was about to say dummy. Man, that could be rude sometimes. Well, because you're so uninformed and you didn't do what I didn't do. You didn't read the details. Your APR is over after the first introductory year, 1, and then 2, you're paying 15%. Keep on tacking on 15%. See, 15%. I remember I had a Navy Federal, was it Visa or MasterCard? And that thing was maxed out. I had 20 grand on the limit. And I think I got it down to, my interest on that card. I want you guys to think about this. When I looked at my bill, on my Navy Federal card, I looked at the interest. Do you know every month I was paying over $250 in interest? So the bare minimum of the card would be $125, right? Because it was so maxed out. I was paying $125 because the card was so maxed out. I will look at the activity on the card. You go in there, you look at the activity. They say here and then I wasn't even using the card. I was not using the card. Interest rate, $200 and some odd of interest. The interest was more than the minimum payment on the card. The interest was more than the minimum payment on the card. This is because we're uninformed, ladies and gentlemen. This is because we're uninformed of stuff like this, okay? And we can go right down the line here. 16% to 23% variable rate. Have you noticed that all of these rates are variable? Have you noticed that all of these rates are variable? And you look over here again, for most of these cards, your credit got to be good because we're gonna give you all this money. We're gonna give you all this money once you have good credit because we're gonna mess that credit up. Okay. Look at this, 13% to 27%. Look at this. No credit history. That's what they're telling you. I don't even know this bank. Okay. Here we go right here. 0 intro APR on purchases for 12 months. So for 12 months, you're not paying any interest. It's all good. Okay. Whatever you spend is what you pay. But most of us, 9 out of 10 of us is going to do what? We're going to forget that this card has interest. We're going to forget that this card has interest. And we're going to be paying that 13 to 19% variable. Let me inform you guys how this variable rate works. When you first get your credit card, that 13% is the bare minimum, right? So you're going to be paying 13% after that first year. But unless, and I'm going to tell you what all the credit card companies do. When your balance get to a certain threshold, when it get to a certain amount, they raise that variable rate randomly. They don't even tell you why. They don't tell you why they raise your rate. That's why they call it variable. They're like, oh, it's like a roller coaster in your finances, right? When they raise and lower, they will never lower your variable rate, but it's variable. They're like, oh, variable rates will apply. What does that mean? Well, sir, we can raise the rate at any given time. Do you ever lower it? Maybe, we thought about it. This is what I'm talking about. So when you first get this card and you finish your year, and let's say, for instance, you have a 0 balance. When you get a certain balance on that card, you're going to see that variable rate go from 13% to probably 18, 19%, maxing that out. This is how this works. That's why they keep saying variable. Okay. Let me move on. You got to have excellent credit, of course, so they can tear that up. Here it again, variable, 23, 24%, 25%, Look at this, 25%, but you need no credit history because they charging that head. The bare minimum you're paying on this card is 20%. That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. And you wonder why Americans are in debt. Because our credit card company, I digress. Woo. 18 to 24%. Look at this. It don't matter the card, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to pay above 13% if you notice. Look at this card. 18 to 24%. See, I'm not banking on Credit One or NASCAR. Or I'm not messing Chase Bank. I'm not talking about the banks. What you need to look at these logos. This is Visa. The last one was American Express. Okay, let's move on. Let's see here. These are MasterCards here. Where these cards at? Credit cards. Where they showing them at? They're talking about learn more. They don't have a list like Visa. Visa at least telling you up front. So these are the world cards. Let's look at this one right here. Let's look at this one. Let's look at this Visa card. This MasterCard. So MasterCard, here we go. Let's get a MasterCard. Let's look at what you got to go through, okay? Now, what I love is they show you all the great things that cards have, like the reward points, right? The cash back. I remember I was looking at a credit card earlier. Oh, we got 5% cash back at the grocery stores, at the restaurants, at the gas station. You get 1% cash back on this. Okay, so look, you got rewards, cash back, travel on airlines, 0% APR, low interest, balance transfer, right? Because they want you to bring your debt so you can put your debt on their debt and you guys both have debt. Now, this is what people don't understand about America either. Now, let me finish this. I'll get off topic. Let's go to low interest. Let's see what MasterCard is talking about. They're saying low interest, right? They're saying low interest. I'm going to blow this up because they said low interest. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, extinguished guests, where do you see a low interest rate at? That's 14 to 24%. I clicked where they said these are going to be low interest cards. They said low interest. Ladies and gentlemen, where's the low interest at? 15 to 24%. Here it is, 13.5 to 24%. 15.5 to 25%. Where's the low interest at? Where's the low interest? See, we're so excited about the limit that they give us on our credit cards because, again, we're using credit cards as an extension of wealth. This is what we're doing in our finances. And we're wondering why we're getting in trouble with our credit cards, okay? But, of course, if anybody knows me, if you look in the description below, okay, rossworldfinancial.com, I help people get out of this trouble, and I also educate you. I don't talk down to you. I'm just a little passionate about what I do. That's all it is. I'm a little passionate. But we have a candid, friendly conversation off camera, off YouTube, rather, right? But I like to teach people these things because it was never taught to me. I had to learn this the hard way, okay? But let me tell you about the American system when it comes to debt, okay? But before we go there, I'm going to show you an example, okay, of how credit cards actually work, okay, and what you can do. Because that's what you guys really want to know. I understand this. Let me try to get here. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Okay. Now, you saw all of those rates. And I like to do this every now and again. I show my information, right? Because if I don't show my information, then what the hell I'm on here for, right? Trying to teach people and I can't show people my stuff. Okay, cool. So here's mine. Here's my card. You see me up here. You see what I got going on, okay? But let's look at mine. Current purchase APR, 4%. But it says variable, right? Did you see any of those cards with a variable rate that was low, 13%? Did anybody see that? No, right? You see my history here. Look at annual membership fee, no fee. Over limit fee, no fee. Late fee, they're going to still hit your head. Foreign transaction fee, no fee. Cash advance. Remember, most of those cards, the cash advance was what? 27%. 4%. 4%. Now, I'm never going to need this, okay? And if you notice, if you're looking at my statement balance here, you're seeing that I have a credit because I always pay over. And here's my credit line over here in the shadow. It's $6,500, okay? So I have a credit on top of that $6,500 of $350 because I paid over. I was like, just keep it on there. Like, we can send you a check now. I'm going to use it. Just keep it on there, right? They got my miles up here, but look at my APR. It's below, way below 13%. This is below 13%. This is below 5%. This is below 10%. And some of you are scratching your head and you're like, how in the hell, if I'm looking at people with excellent credit, let's go back. Let's go back to excellent credit. Let's go back. Good to excellent credit. They're paying 16%. Good to excellent credit. Recommended credit score. Good to excellent. So let's do what anybody would do. Okay. Let's look up good credit score. Good credit score. 670 to 739. Let me debunk this. The national average is over 700. So if you believe that you have good credit at 670, I'm telling you right now, that's not good credit. They will consider that okay credit. Okay. Because if you even look at it right here, it says general credit scores from 580 to 669 are considered fair. 670 to 739 are considered good. 740 to 799 are considered very good. And 800 and up are considered excellent. But when you look at, let's look at this up, national average credit score. 695. Okay, I said 700, but 695. So if you don't have at least a 695, 700, okay, then you don't have a good credit score. Then you don't have a good credit score. I'm just letting you know this is the way it works. Okay, this is the way it works. So you're not gonna get those rates. But I'm gonna come back to some credit cards, but let me show you something even more so. Now we looked at my credit card at 4%. We didn't see 4%, did we? Look, we went through all these excellent cards. Look, excellent credit, 16%. Excellent credit, 15%. Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's get some more cards in here. Let's see. 15%. Excellent credit. Okay. Look, 18 to 24%. They said poor credit rebuilding, but you have a $99 annual fee. Okay. Annual fee, because you got poor credit. They didn't change the whole narrative. Okay, cool. You come back here, 4%. I'm gonna get to why you can listen. You can get this too, but you're gonna have to do some hard work. You're gonna have to do some hard work, and you have to be diligent about not using your credit cards as an extension of wealth. Okay, that's what you're gonna have to do. Now I'm gonna show you one more thing. Okay, I'm gonna show you why this is imperative to work on your credit score. This is imperative to work on your financial future. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you. But I'm also give you this other narrative about how the American system, we understand, is built upon us being in debt. The American system and all the glory and riches that we praise about how powerful and glorious our country is because we got lights on streets. It's because of the debt that we've all have accumulated. Okay, let me show you this very quickly. So if you really want to get good rates, this is my account. This is through my Navy Federal account. You can see right up here, my name, okay? FICO score as of December 4th. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Okay? That's where I'm at. If you look at my history throughout the year, What I've been doing, I've always been at a 720, and it's been going up, up, up. I bought my house, then it dropped. Look at that. It dropped almost what? Was it 730? It almost dropped 20 points, right? Then it went to 719, and then it jumped up to 730. Okay, so on and so forth. So you get what I'm getting at. But you have to work on this. Okay, you have to be diligent about paying things on crime. And then they tell me, even with my FICO score, they said key factors impacting your FICO score. Too many inquiries in the last 12 months. I bought a house, so of course I got inquiries. Number of accounts with delinquencies. That's my history. I did have delinquent accounts. I've not always been a good steward of my finances, but those are years ago. And Navy Federal will tell you, hey, you missed and you was late on some payments, including the number of missed payments, how late they were. See, this is what I like. Give me information. Why is my credit score not at 850? And some of you are asking, why is my credit score not at 700 or 710? That's why I like certain platforms, because it says, okay, why is my credit score this low? Okay, missed and late payments, including the number of missed payments, how late they were, how recent they occurred, and imported to FICO scores. Your score was impacted because your credit report shows one or more accounts with missed payments or some other serious derogatory indicators, such as a bankruptcy. I don't have a bankruptcy, but they're saying it could be something on those lines. Why your score is not 800. And people are like, man, I'll do 100 push-ups for 772. And let's just be realistic, ladies and gentlemen. Your credit score is a tool for you to obtain debt. You ever thought of it that way? Why do people work on a credit score? People are like, I need to work on my credit score so I can go out and buy a house, so I can go out and buy a car with somebody else's money. Right? You're not using your money. That's why you want to improve your credit score. And then some of you say, no, I'm going to buy, I'm going to build a business, etc. Okay? But let me break this down to you really quickly. I'm almost done here. Stay with me, guys. I'm almost done. I'm going to show you some stuff really quickly here. Okay? I'm going to show you some stuff. Give me 1 second. Just setting this up very quickly. Okay? Now, this is what most of us are not aware of. The system that we live in. I think it's imperative that we understand debt in general. I know I'm talking about credit cards, guys, and how we use them as an extension of wealth, but I like to give you more context for you guys to digest it and then regurgitate it out of your mind and out of your brain. The fiat system. Some of you have never heard of the fiat system, and some of you have. Let's talk about it. Fiat money is a government-issued currency that isn't backed by a commodity such as gold. Fiat money gives central banks greater control over the economy, gives banks greater control over the economy because they can control how much money is printed. Most modern paper currencies, such as the US dollars, are fiat currencies. We operate in a system of debt. We are not backed by gold. Anybody know who Robert Kiyosaki is? Anybody know who Robert Kiyosaki is? Anybody know who that is? He has a book. All of his books are kind of the same. I would just buy one of his books. But go out and just kind of look at the excerpts of his book, Fake. Let me read the answer over. It said, fiat money is currency established as money, often by government regulation, that does not have intrinsic value. Fiat money does not have use value and has value only because a government maintains its value. What is that telling you? Is that government controls the money. Not you, not your business. The government controls the money because the American dollar, it tells you right here, is not backed by gold. Most modern paper currencies, such as the US dollar, are fiat currencies. And this is from Investopedia. We know that's a reliable source. Why is it called fiat? Fiat is a Latin word that loosely translates to by decree. In simple terms, it means that something is real because the government say so. I'm white, not say so. Because the government say so. And the reason why I said I'm white and I'm say so is because we understand that the government has always been majority and predominantly white. I'm white and I say so. That is the fiat system of debt that we're living in. That is the system that we look at. And yes, that's rich dad as well. But if we look at Robert Kiyosaki's fake book, let's look at the fake book. Okay. I was gonna kind of give you guys the definition of credit card. I'm not going there. Fake book by Robert. I could probably just type in his first name. Okay, here's his book right here. Robert Kiyosaki. Fake money, fake teachers, fake assets, how lies are. He's talking about investments too. Okay? He's talking about how everything is pretty much fake because the government says it is. Okay? Let me see if they got any, let me see if Amazon, let's see what he got in here. You can read some excerpts through here. This is important, guys, for you guys to understand how your finances are. This is why you're financing. You got to understand the system, in my opinion, in totality. But we operate in a fiat system. Okay? Let me see if I can read something. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's not really getting information. It says right here, it says delivers insights and answers that help ordinary people who probably haven't had a lot of financial education determine what's real and relevant to their financial lives. But we operate, again, ladies and gentlemen, in a fiat system. A fiat system. What does it say right here? And listen, this is from Robinhood, not me, not Wikipedia. This is from Robinhood. A lot of us on this platform, we use Robinhood to invest. And look what Robinhood said. Robinhood Invest said, in simple terms, it means that something is real because the government says so. In the case of money, the government print bills, stamps a value on the front, and tells everyone that these objects be accepted as payment for goods and services. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the difference? What is the difference between money and this piece of paper? Robinhood just said the government prints bills, stamps a value on the front, and tells everyone that it should be accepted as currencies for goods and services. There's no difference. The government says we're white and we say so, and this is worth $50. This is why I buy real gold. This is why I buy real silver. Okay? Okay? This is why I do so. This is the information that we need to understand. I'm teaching this, guys, because the further and further that you get involved in debt, you're putting yourself at the mercy of the government. The government says money is this. It's printed on paper. You can tear paper up. Let me see if you can tear gold up. And it doesn't matter with credit cards. Oh, no. Let's go look at low interest cards. Remember MasterCard? We just kind of came off of this low interest card. Low interest. That's low interest. That's low interest. Timeless Insights. I'll get to you. I see you, sister. I'll get to you. Because she's asking this, ladies and gentlemen. She's asking, how can we buy gold? Okay. I use this company right here. I use this company. I spelled that wrong as hell. This is where I use right here. Okay. When people talk about leaving inheritance and building wealth, let me tell you what rich white people do. Let me tell you what rich white people do. They buy gold and silver. Some of them buy platinum, palladium, and copper because this is transferable without a government trace. Now, granted, there is a trace when you buy from these sites. There is a trace. They know that you bought this gold, right? But there are also private gold dealers out there that will sell you gold at market value, but without a trace. Okay, so you go on here. This is where I go to buy my gold and silver. Okay, you pick platinum and plated, gold and silver. So let's go to gold. I think gold is up to 1,800. I didn't look at it for a while because I just buy gold and I set it and forget it. Okay, let's look at the price of gold. Oh, it's up here. So the price of gold is up here, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it's $18.72. I bought silver when it was $17 per ounce. Now it's up to $25. Let me blow this up for you guys. Probably can't see it. So that is the price of gold right there. Silver. And this is where I go to buy my gold. Okay. This is where I go to buy my gold. So let me see if I can get this out of here. Why is it doing this? Here we go. But we're into a lot of fake currencies, and that's what this book was talking about. But it all derives from credit cards. Now, one of the first credit cards was the diner's card, right? And this is how you start building up debt. Loan sharks. Hey, man, I'll give you $10,000. You can keep gambling, or you can pay your rent, but you're gonna have to give us 20 to 30% back. It's variable. If you guys hear any of those gangster movies, there's like, well, Lou John, he was like, it was 20%. Well, you were late on your payment, so now it's 30%. A 10% increase? What do you think they learned that from? They learned that from credit cards. Loan sharks were the first credit cards. And we keep falling for it. We keep falling for it, family. Listen, I'm not saying you should not have a credit card. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you have to not use your credit card as an extension of wealth. Don't be the one. Do not be the one. Be a good steward of your finances. Be your own bank. That means do right by your finances. I don't care where you work. I don't care where you work. The goal is to have money coming in, paying your bills, and have money saved up, and then invest some of that money so you can multiply it. But when you take your credit card because you're broke, because you're out of money, and you use it as an extension of wealth because you have no more money. Your debit card, insufficient funds, because this is what you do. You get up there, you're like, oh yeah, use my debit card. Oh, ma'am, it's rejected. Oh, okay, well, use this card because I know I have credit on this card because anytime I run out of real money, the money that I have in my bank account, I use my credit card as an extension of wealth because I don't have no more money in my bank account. So go ahead and charge it and let somebody else pay the bill. When you use your credit card, you are asking someone else to fit your bill until you have the money. And they say, sure, we will love to fit your bill at 16 to 20% on your credit card. But me, I say, hey, go ahead and take care of this bill so I can get my reward points. But 2 days from now, I'm paying it all off before the billing cycle so I don't pay your interest rates. Even though that the card is at 4%, I don't even want to pay you 4%. But most of us are going to do what? Falter on the payment, and we're just going to pay the minimum balance. Because some of you are like, oh, man, the minimum balance, man, shoot, man, it's only $25, $30. I can do that. But how long are you going to be paying that? Because we understand that no matter how large the amount you have in your card, that 16 to 25, 27% is being applied. So that balance you have does what? It increases. They charge it back on your card. This is phenomenal what they've done. I want you guys to think about this, and I'm going to be doodling here because I got to get it out of my brain. You have a card, 500, let's just say a cool 1,000. You got a card at 1,000, right? You got, let's do this. Let's look up a credit card calculator. I want to break this down to some people because sometimes people just need to see a credit card calculator. Let me give me a second here. I want you guys to think about this. Let me see if I can find a good one. Give me 1 second. I need to break this down. This is important. This is important for you guys to understand this. It's really important, okay? All right, here we go. Here we go, okay? So we showed that credit cards are anywhere from 13 to 27%. So let's meet somewhere in the middle. Let's do 19%. Let's do 19%. So let's say your credit card balance, the amount you charged up. So in order to do this is all the research I do, really, guys. This is important. This is important. National debt per person. Okay, okay. The national, look at this. In 2019, the gross federal debt amounted to around $69,000 per capita. Let's not do that. Per person, we got around, let's say $22, 22,000, 23,000. Let's just do 10,000. Let's just do 10,000 on the card. Okay, 10,000 on the card. So we're gonna say credit card balance is 10,000 because a lot of us getting credit card debt, right? 10,000. The interest rate, 19%. Okay. Now, payment per month. Payment per month, even though your credit card balance, okay, even though your credit card, they're gonna be like this. Okay, it's 10,000, pay us $125. Okay, $125. Okay. Let's calculate it. What I do? I said your payments don't have to cover the accumulated interest. Your payments are not, listen to this. Your payments are not enough to cover the accumulated interest. Try increasing the payment. Okay. Let's go to 225. Calculate. All right, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You spent $10,000, right? Your credit card limit is $10,000. Your credit card, you spent $10,000 on your credit card. Now, I know a lot of you got multiple credit cards. You got multiple credit cards. But some of you are well over $10,000 on your credit cards. Not per card, combined. I know combined. I'm doing it one big pony here, but let's kill the nanny on this one. But all of your debt is $10,000, don't matter the cards. And we're just going to do a credit card interest rate at 19%. Look how much you are paying in interest. Lord, have mercy on your finances. The total interest paid at a percentage rate of 19%. Woo! Do you understand that you are paying damn near the amount of interest of the balance of the entire card? You're paying $7,422 on a card that you maxed out at $10,000, or essentially the cards combined that you maxed out at $10,000. You're going to be paying well over $7,000, almost matching the amount that you spent. But you would rather use credit cards as an extension of wealth. You got to be more careful. Damn. Look at this. The principal is 57%, while the interest is 43%. Boy, it's like walking in mud and doo-doo all at the same time. You don't know which you don't know which way it's going. You're walking in dog doo-doo and mud at the same time, and you talking about what's that smell? That's what I'm trying to tell you. I know I'm laughing, but it's not a game. This money system in America, when it comes to you not doing what you're supposed to do, I'm not blaming the government. I'm not blaming Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. I'm not blaming none of those guys. You have to take charge and control of your finances. If we throw your credit score out the door, if we throw your credit score out the window, and you got these particular cards, you have to be good stewards of your finances. One more thing I would like to point out here. Look at this. How long is it going to take you to pay this off? Uh-oh. 78 months. 78 months. You're going to be paying $225 and 19%. That's $17,422 for the next 78 months of your life. How long is 78 months? That's over what, 5 years? 5, 6, 7 years? Let's look at it. 78 months. I love to look up everything. 78 months to years. 6.5 years. I said 6, 7 years, right? 78 months is 6.5 years. So you're going to be paying, again, $225. That's a car note on your credit card. That's a car note on your credit card. But you went in there, you spent $10,000 on your credit cards. And here's the thing, guys. A lot of you are paying 18, 19, 25%. I just did a rough estimate of 19%. But this is the system. But this is the system that we live in. In this system, okay? I'm trying to look it up. Where is it at? We live in a system called the fiat system. We live in the fiat system, where back in 1971, okay, what's his name? I just had his name in my brain. Nixon. President Nixon changed the system of the backing of the money from gold to debt. Watch this. Nixon fiat currency. I'm not lying to you. President Nixon, the man who sold the world fiat money. Why did Nixon, I know you guys getting a lot of information. Why did Nixon remove the gold standard? That means that your money is not backed by gold like it used to be. Something tangible, something that you can actually hold in exchange. He turned it into debt. President Richard Nixon acted in 1971 to end dollar convertibility to gold and implement wage price controls were intended to address the international dilemma of the looming gold run and the domestic problem of inflation. So again, he figured out how the government can control money. That's why you hear some of these people, oh, they're just reprinting money. You're about to hit a doorbell ring. So, but anyway, this is what I'm referring to, ladies and gentlemen. We have to understand the system of money and credit cards. All this is interchangeable with debt. All this is interchangeable with debt. We have to understand how this was built and how this came to be. This is what we have to understand. Nixon is the man behind the fiat system. They said the man who sold the world a fiat system. That's what we have to understand. Now, I know this is a little deep. I know this is a bit much, but I like to break things down because my sister Thomas Insight said, where do I go and buy gold and silver? Well, me and my brother Keith, we have a slight difference on gold and silver. We do. We do. We have a slight difference on gold and silver. The only difference that we have on gold and silver, and he made a good point, and I told him, you made a good point, brother. Okay. Silver is $24.69 an ounce. Silver is $24.69 an ounce, where gold is $18.72. So what does that actually mean? What does that actually mean? What he said is, hey brother, I'm gonna buy silver. I'm not gonna buy gold, because no one is gonna be dealing in gold. No one is gonna be dealing in, hey man, here's a one gold ounce, $2,000. No one's doing that. I said, no way, you got a point. Because at first, that's what I was thinking. Say, I'm gonna buy silver. And then another buddy of mine, he said, nah, man, I don't deal with that silver. You got to buy more silver, whereas though I have gold. But my brother's like, what you going to be dealing in? Are you going to be dealing in silver or gold? Are you going to be handing people $2,000 at one time? Or you think you'll be dealing more so in silver? You're going to be dealing more so in everyday consumer pricing if the economy ever falls, in silver. And here's the thing. I hear a lot of you people talking about building wealth, leaving something for your kids. Well, if you say, for instance, you took $100 and you bought silver every month. Now, a lot of you have a lot of $100 habits, but if you took that $100 habit and you bought silver every month, right? How much silver will you have? You have a lot of silver. Now, I would tell people essentially, like, I buy gold and silver coins. I know this is people who are just tuning in. They're like, what is he talking about? I thought this was credit cards. We got on the credit cards. I'm breaking it down even more. Then you can actually deal in tangible money. And that's why people like Robert Kiyosaki, a lot of other people, and a lot of rich people who don't even tell you, they buy gold and silver. Because they know at the end of the day, if this fiat system fails, then we're going to revert back to gold and silver. We're going to revert back to gold and silver. Let me show you one more thing and I'm going to get out of here. Because this is what you need to understand. A lot of us are not looking at the numbers. And when I mean the numbers, ladies and gentlemen, I mean the numbers. This is the U.S. debt clock. So let me blow this up and let me get your focus on right here. The U.S. national debt is over $27 trillion. You and I, we are the ones that contribute to this, not just the government. Your credit card debt, your $10,000, your $5,000, your house, your car, all contributes to the national debt of this country. We are a country that operates out of debt. It says the U.S. federal tax revenue, $3 trillion. $3 trillion. Last time I checked, 27 trillion is more than 3 trillion. So our tax dollars can't even cover the national debt. And when I keep telling people money is alive and well, money don't stop. Look at this. Do you see the debt going down or is it increasing by the second? The U.S. gross domestic product. They say our economy, think about this. GDP, you always hear people talking about GDP. That's the gross domestic product, right? Let's do this. Let's just have some fun with math. Basic math. We're not going to talk about trillion and this, that, and the other trillion. And okay, cool. Our GDP is $21 trillion. Let's add the federal tax reserve money onto that. Now we have $24 trillion. Ladies and gentlemen, last time I checked, if we took our 21 trillion plus our 3 trillion in tax money, so a combined of 24 trillion, our national debt of this country is 27 trillion. We are still $3 trillion in debt. Even if we took that money and applied it and paid out the bonds that China bought out and other government entities around the world, if we paid off all our debts, we would still be $3 trillion in debt. Why is this significant? This is significant because This is the way you and I operate with our credit cards. I came 360 on you. You know why? You see how our government, our country is in debt? We are in debt to ourselves and we are in debt to other nations. And even if we took our GDP plus our tax money and paid as much as we can all, we are still 3 trillion in debt. This goes to show you that you are using your credit card as an extension of wealth, because when you take your paycheck and you say, I'm paying off all my bills, all my debt, even if you did that to your last penny, your ass is still be in debt about $3,000-$4,000. You will still be in debt $3,000-$4,000. Think about it like this. You got your car, you got your house, and you got your credit card debt, and some of you got your school loans. That's why a lot of you like, I'm voting for Joe Biden because I want him to wipe away school debt. I feel you. I feel the struggle. Let's take away the school debt. Let's say he wipes it away. Let's start digging into your 401k. Most of you, your 401k, your stocks, bonds, and everything else you have still won't cover the amount you paid on your house, the amount you paid on your car, and all your credit card debt. Holla at your boy. All right. Let me get back on here. Well, thank you. Thank you, Paul Brown. He said, I'm doing a good breakdown. I appreciate that. Okay. Every now and again, there's a level of greatness in me. It comes out every now and again. Ashley Hawkins, I see you in the room. Thank you for sharing. Percy, thank you again, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Let me show the people. Thank you very much. I appreciate you as well, brother. You always contribute to my channel. I do appreciate that. Okay. That tells me that, when you do hard work and research, people appreciate the level of information that you're giving them. I do appreciate that. And one more thing to share with you guys, because I told you what I was doing. Remember last week I told you that I was working on my mobile notary. I'm waiting for my email back from Texas. But to show you, here it is. I finished it. Let me hide this really quickly. Where is it at? Where is it? Here I go. Here it is. I finished it. Okay. I finished it on this weekend. Okay. I took the online trading course. Now I'm just waiting for my package of this and then I'm going to move on to a signing agent. So I just want to share that achievement with you guys. Okay. Just wanted to share that with you guys. Cool DJ. Hey man, unfortunately, you're going to have to rewind the video. It was a lot of good information. Please, brother, please rewind the video. I gave out a lot of good information about credit cards and some other things. Please rewind the video. Ladies and gentlemen, share this video. If you haven't already, give this a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. But share this video with people who may be suffering from credit card debt, because they're going to get a lot what their money's asking for with this video. Because not only do I want you to understand the credit cards and how they construct these interest rate at a variable rate. They just change it however they want to change it, especially when your balance is high on your credit card. But I also want them to understand the system of the government and how it ties into debt as well. So they know that this is one big game, and you got to know how to play the game to succeed. You have to know how to play the game to succeed. Thank you, Paul Brown. Thank you. I appreciate that. But you got to know the game to succeed. So for you guys just tuning in, please rewind the video. I promise you it will be worth your while. You will learn a lot. Okay. Get some popcorn, get some candy. I broke down a lot of things because I want you guys to be successful in your personal lives as well as your financial life. Because we understand that your personal life ties directly into your financial life. I can't tell you some of the relationships that I had and how they really just broke off, cut off because of finances. Because you got to have this looking forward into your finances in order for your family to be settled and straight. When your finances are not right, arguments come into your relationships and your marriages. Get your finances right. But the first thing, if you notice, when you rewind this tape, when you rewind this video, I hope most of you do, that when I break it down to you, need to understand the system and why you are in debt, and then how to get out. If you guys want any financial assistance, go to roswellfinancial.com. I give a free consultation on how I can help you. If you don't believe that you need my help, then move right along. I'm gonna always give out good information on my YouTube channel, but nonetheless, the services are there for you. Okay. So this is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. And understand Nixon and that fiat system, because, hey, this system is designed for us to fail. And Ashley, you're right. 76 emerges in because of finances. I'm out.